Frank Luntz had a focus group last night, and the people inside said you were one of the big winners. They called you believable, truthful, commanding, a guy who means what he says and says what he means. Is that what you see from last night?
Well, I think the reaction we've had to the debate last night has been very encouraging. And really last night, I think Americans are looking for a strong commander-in-chief.
One of the big back and forth moments between you and Senator Marco Rubio was on immigration. Many people said you scored some points against Marco Rubio there. You also said, though, and it has been checked today at the debate, that you denied that you've ever supported legal status for undocumented immigrants. You said, quote, "I've never supported legalization. I do not intend to support it." But back in 2013, you did support an amendment. And back when you were making the case, this is what you said.
I don't want immigration reform to fail. I want immigration reform to pass. And so I would urge people of good faith on both sides of the aisle, if the objective is to pass common sense immigration reform that secures the borders, that improves legal immigration, and that allows those who are here illegally to come in out of the shadows, then we should look for areas of bipartisan agreement and compromise to come together.
Now, that amendment would have allowed undocumented immigrants to remain in the U.S. permanently and obtain legal status. So how do you square that circle?
Actually, Brett, it wouldn't have. What was happening there is that was the battle over the Gang of Eight, the Rubio-Schumer amnesty bill, which was a massive amnesty bill proposed by Senator Rubio, by Chuck Schumer, and Barack Obama. And I was leading the fight against amnesty. I was standing shoulder to shoulder with Jeff Sessions. I was standing shoulder to shoulder with Steve King, leading the fight to secure the borders. And what I did, that particular amendment, was an amendment I introduced to remove citizenship, to say those who are here illegally shall be permanently ineligible for citizenship. Now, the fact that I introduced an amendment to remove part of the Gang of Eight bill doesn't mean I support the rest of the Gang of Eight bill. The Gang of Eight bill was a mess. It was a terrible bill.
Well, wait a second,
and what
Senator,
the Rubio campaign is trying to claim is, well, gosh.
That is not what you said at the time. And Yahoo dug up these quotes from back then. You said, if this amendment were to pass, the chances of this bill passing into law would increase dramatically. A few weeks later, during a debate on the Senate floor, Cruz repeated his belief that this amendment is the compromise that can pass. And you repeated later in Princeton that if my amendment were adopted, this bill would pass. It sounded like you wanted the bill to pass.
Of course I wanted the bill to pass, my amendment to pass. What my amendment did is take citizenship off the table, but it doesn't mean it doesn't mean that I supported the other aspects of the bill, which was a terrible bill. And Brett, you've been around Washington long enough. You know how to defeat bad legislation, which is what that amendment did, is it revealed the hypocrisy of Chuck Schumer and the Senate Democrats and the establishment Republicans who were supporting them, because they all voted against it.